All right, so get this. You want your phone's AI to be super smart, right? Personalized, learning from you, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
But training these AI models usually needs like a ton of power,
it does.
like data center level power, which obviously your phone doesn't have.
Right.
So how do we get around that? Well, that is exactly what today's deep dive is all about. We're
Exciting.
going to be tackling some serious cutting-edge research stuff on something called Federated Sketching LoRA.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff, I think.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so think about how much potential is just locked away in devices, just like our phones.
Yeah.
And Federated Sketching LoRA, FSLoRA, it might be the key to unlocking that.
Okay, I'm listening.
So imagine each phone, each device, contributes a little bit of learning to a much larger AI model, all without sharing your personal data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's federated learning, the core of it.
So it's kind of like crowdsourcing, but for AI.
Exactly, but with privacy built right in.
I like it.
And now imagine making those contributions super efficient,
Okay.
using just the most important information. That's where LoRa comes in, or low-rank adaptation.
Catchy.
It is.
What does it do?
So it's basically like a super smart filter, streamlines the AI model, makes that whole learning process much faster,
Okay.
and way less demanding on your phone's battery.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is there a trade-off, though? Like, does using this LoRa thing affect how accurate the AI model is in the end?
So that's a great question.
Yeah.
The accuracy doesn't have to suffer.
Okay.
It's more about finding that sweet spot between like the complexity and efficiency.
Right.
The rank of the LoRa module, that kind of dictates how complex that model can be.
Okay.
And that's where things get really interesting.
I sense a butt coming. What's the
Um,
catch?
you know how not all phones are created equal, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Some phones are like these little supercomputers, and
Yeah.
others are more like, pocket calculators.
Yeah.
Forcing all these devices to use the same LoRa rank wouldn't be efficient.
Right, got it.
It'd be like asking, I don't know, a snail to keep up with a cheetah.
I get you.
Yeah.
So then how do you, like, get all these different devices working together effectively?
That's where FSLoRA really shines, because it understands that, some devices can handle more than others.
Okay.
And this is where sketching comes in.
Sketching, like with a pencil.
Kind of, yeah. So picture it like an artist's sketch, right? You capture the essence of an image without every single detail.
Yeah.
FSLoRA, it's similar. Each device is contributing to that overall AI model,
Right.
but it's selectively updating specific parts. So it's like they're adding their own brushstroke to a collaborative masterpiece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
So each device has the flexibility to contribute at its own pace.
I see.
And that's controlled by something called a sketching ratio.
Okay.
So a powerful device might contribute a really detailed sketch, right? And a less powerful device can still participate, but with a simpler, smaller contribution.
And it all works without sacrificing, the accuracy of the final model.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this is actually where things get even more technical.
All right, hit me.
There are some existing approaches, like heteroLoRa, FlexLoRa, and FedStackLoRa.
Those are mouthful.
They are.
I'm guessing they're not as good as this FSLoRA, though.
Well, they each have their limitations.
Okay.
Think of them like earlier drafts of this artwork.
Right.
And FSLoRA is like, the final, refined, efficient version.
I'm ready for the technical stuff now. Give me the nitty-gritty.
All right, let's start with heteroLoRa.
Okay.
It uses this thing called zero padding.
Zero what now?
Padding, think of it like fitting a small gift in a big box. You need a lot of extra packing material.
Okay, that's not very efficient.
It's not, but it works.
Okay, what about FlexLoRa then?
So FlexLoRa tries to simplify the model using truncated SVD.
Truncated SVD.
It's a mathematical tool. It helps identify the most important parts of a model and discard the less relevant ones.
So like spring cleaning for the AI.
Exactly, but it adds extra steps, which slow things down.
Okay, so a shortcut that ends up taking longer.
Exactly.
Right, last one, FedStackLoRa.
All right, so this one stacks different LoRa modules together like building a tower of blocks.
Okay.
But if one block is weak, the whole tower is unstable.
Right.
And it makes the system less flexible.
So 3 approaches, all with their flaws. Enter FSLoRa, hero of the story.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, why is it so much better?
So it addresses those limitations
Yeah.
with its sketching mechanism, and it makes things more efficient, and it allows for what we call flexible sparsity control.
Flexible sparsity control, that's a mouthful.
It is.
What does it mean?
It means you can fine-tune how much each device contributes based on what it can actually do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that with FSLoRa, all these different devices,
Yeah.
with all their different, strengths and weaknesses, They can all work together to train a really powerful AI.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to be true?
Well, it's not. And if you look at figure 1 in the research paper we sent you.
Hang on, let me pull that up.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
It illustrates this whole process.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, that makes sense.
You can really see how each device is just updating specific parts of the overall model.
It's like each phone is adding its own piece to a giant AI jigsaw puzzle.
Exactly.
And it's all coming together to make this, like, super smart AI in the end.
Yeah. And what's amazing is that this sketching thing,
Yeah.
it not only makes FSLoRA resource efficient, but it improves convergence as well.
Convergence, give me the ELI5 on that one.
All right, so imagine you're teaching a dog a new trick.
Hmm?
Convergence is basically how quickly and how well that dog learns the trick.
Got it.
So in AI, it means how well that AI model is learning from the data and reaches a high level of accuracy.
So it's like how quickly the AI learns its tricks.
You got it.
Okay.
And the researchers actually did a bunch of math convergence analysis, they call it, to prove that this all works. And they found that the sketching ratio, that thing that controls how much each device contributes,
Right.
it plays a big role in that convergence rate.
So it's like finding the sweet spot between speed and efficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've got why FSLoRA is important, how it works. But the big question is, does it actually work? What were the results when they tested this thing out?
Oh, it delivered. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, good.
So they used 2 popular AI models, Roberta and Llama.
Wait, back up, Roberta and Llama?
Yeah.
Those are the names.
Yep, pretty catchy, huh?
First a sci-fi band name, now AI models with cool names.
Uh-huh, I guess so.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Anyway, they tested these models on a bunch of tasks.
Okay.
Like how well they understand language, how well they can reason through problems. And get this, FSLoRA beats all the other approaches.
Really? So it's not just a cool concept, it actually works better?
Yeah, it was faster, more efficient, and more accurate on pretty much every task.
No way.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how well it did with the LLM model.
What's special about a llama?
It's a much bigger, more complex model.
So it's like FSLoRA is a weightlifter who can handle the heaviest weights.
Yeah, exactly.
But they didn't just stop at testing it out, did they?
No, they dug deeper.
Tell me more.
They did what's called an ablation study.
An ablation study, that sounds intense.
Well, it's basically taking the engine apart to see how it works.
Okay, so like tinkering under the hood.
Yeah, to see which parts were essential and which parts weren't.
Got it. And what did they find?
They changed the sketching ratio, the rank of the global LoRa modules.
Okay.
And even tested FSLoRA with and without the sketching part.
Okay.
And what they found was sketching is what makes it so good.
So it's essential.
Yeah, even with a lowest sketching ratio or a smaller global LoRa rank, FSLoRA was still beating the competition. But if they removed sketching completely, performance tanked.
So that selective updating is what makes it so powerful.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And to make things even better, they combined FSLoRA with another technique called top K compression.
Top K compression, another technical term.
I know, sorry.
Break it down for me.
Okay, so think of it like sending a telegram instead of a really long letter.
Okay.
It's about reducing the amount of data that needs to be sent between devices.
Got it.
So it's like streamlining the whole thing.
So less chatter, more action.
Exactly.
I like it.
And when they combined it with FSLoRA, the performance got even better.
Wow, this is really impressive.
It is.
But let's zoom out for a second. What does all this mean for, like, the average person?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've been in the weeds with all the technical details, but the implications of this, they're huge.
Okay.
FSLoRA has the potential to completely change how we interact with AI.
Okay, paint me a picture.
Okay, so imagine a world where your phone is not just consuming information.
Yeah.
It's actually contributing to the intelligence of AI.
Okay.
FSLoRA could make your phone an active participant in training these models,
Interesting.
which are then tailored to your needs
Wow.
and your preferences, all while respecting your privacy
That's amazing.
and using minimal resources.
So like my phone's my AI apprentice.
Exactly.
Learning from me and adapting to my habits.
Exactly. And the possibilities are, well, pretty much endless.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Think about things like, hyper-personalized recommendations,
Yeah.
voice assistants that understand you perfectly, even things like personalized medical diagnoses all happening on your phone.
Personalized medical diagnoses on my phone. That sounds pretty sci-fi.
It might sound far-fetched now, but research like FSLoRA is making that possible.
Wow.
It's showing us that the future of AI is personalized and powered by the things we use every day.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away,
Yeah.
what about the practical stuff? Like we talked about battery life and processing power.
Right.
Is this going to drain my battery faster than like a TikTok binge?
I understand the concern, but remember, FSLoRA is all about efficiency.
Okay, good.
It reduces how much data and processing power you need,
Oh, right.
so it actually helps save your battery.
So smarter AI, but my phone doesn't die in 5 minutes.
Exactly, a win-win.
This has been a wild ride so far.
It
We've
has.
gone from, the nitty-gritty of FSLoRA to a glimpse into the future of AI.
Oh, yeah.
But let's take a pause here.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll delve deeper into the real-world applications of all this and explore some of the ways it's already being used.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Federated Sketching LoRA.
I'm excited to be back.
I don't know about you, but my mind is still buzzing from all that stuff about how it works.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff.
But I'm really interested to see how all this translates into real-world stuff.
Well, get ready to be amazed.
Okay.
Because FSLoRA is already being used in some really cool areas.
Like what?
One that's particularly promising is personalized healthcare.
Okay, now you've got my attention. I am all for anything that makes healthcare smarter
Right.
and more personalized.
Yeah, so think about it. We're already wearing all these devices that are tracking our heart rate, sleep patterns, all that stuff.
Right.
But what if those devices could do more than just collect data?
Yeah.
What if they could actually analyze it using these powerful AI models to, provide personalized insights and even detect early signs of potential problems?
That's wild. It'd be like having a tiny AI doctor on your wrist.
Exactly, and it all happens right there on the device.
That's so cool.
With FSLoRA, all your health data never has to leave, which means, maximum privacy.
Okay, that's a big deal for me. I'm always a bit hesitant to, share all my health data.
I get it.
So keeping it all on my own device, that's a big plus.
Yeah, and this is just, scratching the surface.
There's more.
Oh, yeah, there's so much more potential.
Like what?
Think about remote patient monitoring, so your doctor could get real-time updates on your condition.
Oh, wow.
Or personalized treatment plans based on your specific needs.
Right.
Or even, AI tools that can help you manage chronic conditions.
So it's like FSLoRA could revolutionize how we even think about healthcare.
Exactly, making it more proactive and inaccessible for everyone.
That's incredible, but it's not just healthcare, right?
No, not at all.
Where else is it making a difference?
Another big one is smart homes.
Ooh, okay. This is where I get a little, creeped out.
I get it, but imagine a home that really gets you.
Okay.
That adapts to your lifestyle. I mean, think about never having to fumble for a light switch again.
Okay, that does sound good.
Because your home just knows when you enter a room.
Right.
And it adjusts the lights for you.
Okay, what else?
Temperature control.
Mm-hmm.
Personalized recipe suggestions based on what food you have.
Oh, that's cool.
Even learning your routines and anticipating your needs.
So it'd be like my house becomes an extension of me.
Pretty much.
Learning my habits.
Yeah.
And just, making life easier.
Yeah, and again, privacy is key.
Right, that's important.
With FSLoRA, all that learning, it happens locally on the devices in your home.
Okay.
So your data isn't going to, some big corporation.
That's good.
It stays right there with you.
That makes me feel a lot better about the whole smart home thing.
Yeah, and that's why FSLoRA is so different. It's putting the power of AI back in the hands of, us.
The people.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
can benefit, but without sacrificing our privacy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to see now how this could, touch every part of our lives.
Yeah.
From our health to our homes.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But we have to, acknowledge that with publical technology
Yeah.
comes potential downsides.
Right.
Earlier, we talked a bit about, ethical considerations.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to be careful and responsible with all this.
So what are some things we need to keep in mind as, FSLoRA and AI in general become more integrated into our lives?
One really important thing is fairness.
Okay.
Making sure these systems are fair to everyone.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that the data that's used to train these models is diverse.
Right.
That the AI doesn't, discriminate.
Yeah, we don't want to amplify existing problems.
Exactly. And another thing is transparency. As AI gets more complex, we need to be able to understand how it's making decisions.
Yeah, it can't just be a black box.
Right. We need accountability.
So it's not just about building smarter AI.
No.
It's about building ethical and responsible AI.
Exactly. And that takes all of us.
Right.
Researchers, developers, policymakers, everyone.
This has given me a lot to think about. It's clear that FSLoRA has the potential to create a better world.
It does.
But we need to be careful.
We do.
And make sure we're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
This has been a truly thought-provoking discussion.
It has.
But we're not done yet.
Right.
When we come back, we'll zoom out even further and talk about the bigger picture of FSLoRA and what it all means for the future of AI.
Looking forward to it.
Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. Final part of our deep dive into Federated Sketching LoRA.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
We've covered a lot of ground, how it works, all the amazing stuff it can do.
Right.
But now I'm thinking about, like, the big picture, you know?
Yeah,
FSLoRA, it seems like more than just a technical thing.
I agree.
It feels like a real shift in how we think about AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's not just about making AI more efficient. It's
Right.
about who gets to be involved in shaping the future of it.
Okay, explain that, the power shift.
All right. So traditionally, AI development has been, well, very centralized.
Hmm.
Big companies, tons of resources, mountains of data. They've been calling the shots.
Right, the big players.
Yeah, but FSLoRA, it changes that. It empowers, individual devices to actually contribute.
So it's like democratizing AI.
Exactly. And that opens up so many possibilities.
Like what?
Well, imagine anyone with a phone could help train AI models,
Wow.
leading to incredibly diverse and personalized experiences.
It's like we're tapping into this collective intelligence
Yeah, that's a good way to put
that's
it.
been hidden in our pockets all along.
And by spreading that training process across so many devices, we can really speed up AI development,
Okay.
faster breakthroughs in healthcare, education, everything.
That's incredible. So it's like FXLore is making a more inclusive AI future.
Yeah, I think so.
But even with all this potential, I got to ask, what's next? Where do we go from here?
That's the big question, right? And nobody really knows for sure.
True.
But if we look at what's happening, personalization, privacy, and efficiency, those are going to be key.
So FSLore is laying the foundation for an AI that's more personalized, respects our privacy,
Yeah,
and actually works well on the devices we use every day.
exactly.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I think we'll see a lot of new techniques
Okay.
that build on FSLore, pushing the limits even further.
Like what kind of stuff?
Imagine models that are even more secure, more adaptable, constantly learning and changing to fit our needs.
This has been amazing.
It
You
has.
started with just one research paper,
I know, right?
and now we're talking about the future of AI.
It's been a wild ride.
I feel like I've learned so much, not just about the tech stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like the bigger questions too,
Yeah, the philosophical stuff.
If our listeners want to learn more, where could they go?
Well, the paper itself is a good place to start.
It's called.
Federated Sketching LoRA On-Device Collaborative Fine-Tuning of Large Language Models.
Catchy.
It is a bit of a dense read, though.
Okay, well, we'll include a link in the show notes.
Perfect.
So this has been a reminder that, the future of AI, it's not set in stone.
It's not.
It's being shaped right now by all of us.
Yes, that's right.
Researchers, developers, everyday people, the choices we make today, they matter.
They do.
So let's choose wisely.
Absolutely. Let's prioritize human values, inclusivity, and never stop asking questions.
Well said. This deep dive has been a real journey, I think.
Yes.
Exploring not just the technical side of AI, but what it means to be human in this increasingly intelligent world.
It's an exciting time.
It is, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those minds buzzing.
Yeah.